Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters On Law. Experts. You've seen it on television. You've seen it maybe in your own personal life. This idea of an expert testifying. Well, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what it's all about. In the law, there is a requirement for an expert witness to testify when the information is outside the normal realm of an average Jane or Joe's knowledge and information. So, for example, you and I can testify as to what we witnessed relative to a car accident. Who was driving, who turned what, light, red, green, all that stuff. If a party is going to claim that the brakes went out on their car, that is going to require somebody who's an expert in braking of a vehicle. In medical malpractice cases, you and I, despite all the knowledge that we might have from our experiences, we cannot testify as to whether a doctor messed up or not. We have to have what's called a medical expert. So, for example, if it involves the misdiagnosis of an infection, you need an infectious disease doctor. If it involves a missed x-ray, what was the finding of an x-ray, you need a radiologist. So it's this simple. Anything outside the realm of common knowledge to a human being, you need an expert. It has become a growing industry where former police officers or current police officers, doctors, become expert. Engineers, you become an expert. They get paid a lot of money. Now, here is where it's abused. You can't make this up. We've had some outstanding experts in the Durrani litigation. The other side uses the same radiologist and the same orthopedic spine doctors who testify and lose in 80% of the cases. These experts that Medical Protective hires are whores. They're willing to say anything that Medical Protective wants as long as they get paid a lot of money. That is where abuses line up in these experts. There's an old expression. You can always find an expert to testify what you want. And that's where credibility of the expert comes in handy. So, bottom line is, that's when you need an expert. There's a lot of abuses. And then you've got the situation where an expert is so bad, they're not allowed to testify. There's something called a hearing where a judge will hold a hearing to see whether or not he can testify. Anyway, that's the overview. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.